everyone! Congrats on making it through 8 weeks of training. I wanted to send this video to help some of you start to think about your race strategy. There's a lot that goes into racing. You don't just show up and start running. You guys put a lot of work in these past 8 weeks into getting yourself race day ready, so I wanted to send you some tips to help you really make sure that you get the most out of this race that you can. So there's a couple of things I want to cover. The night before, the warm-up, your race itself, of course, the most important part, and then how you can recover after the race. So let's start with the night before. Make sure that you have your clothes figured out. Whatever it is that you feel most confident in, that you love to run in, have that, make sure it's clean, make sure it's ready by your bed, so that when you wake up in the morning, you can just grab it, put it on and go. In addition to that, make sure you have your course route figured out, know where you're going to go the day of your race, know what time you're going to race and what time you're going to wake up, and have your breakfast figured out. Some of you don't like to eat before you run, that's perfectly fine. Others like to eat before they run. So make sure you figure out what you're going to eat and make sure you're not trying anything new. No matter which group you're in, warming up is really important, and you really want to make sure that you take the time to do this properly before the race. You don't always have time before you run, and that's why I really harp on you guys about negative splits and making sure that you start very slow. But Saturday, please make the time to warm up properly before your race. If you are in the walkers group and you are not going to be running at all, I want you to do a dynamic warm up. If you are in the walk run or walk jog group, I want you to jog for 5 or so minutes. And if you are in the running group, I want you to jog for about 10 or so minutes. So if you could think about like 1 mile to 1.5 mile warm up for the runners, for the walk joggers, 0.5 mile to 1 mile warm up. With this, you seriously don't want to worry about pace at all. If you want to start your watch just to get the mileage in, that's perfectly fine. But you're going out just to get your legs warmed up so that you get the blood circulating and you're ready to run. My walkers and joggers and my runners, after your warm up, I want you to do something called strides. So you're going to be running probably like the length of 3 houses at anywhere between 60 to 70%. So it's not a full out sprint. What you're doing is you're working on that leg turnover so that your body is, it's awake. It's saying, okay, now it's time to race. Now we're going to get out there. Now we got to warm up and we're ready to go. So maybe do like 3 or 4 of those. And then after that, it's race time. So let's talk about race strategies. I'm going to break this down into the first mile, the second mile, and the third mile of the race. Mile 1, I want you to focus on your breathing. So what happens is we all go into oxygen deficit when we're running. There's no way to prevent it. When you're racing and you're going at your all-out effort, your lungs fatigue and there's no oxygen to be had, and that's when you start to heave. While there's no way to prevent it, you can delay it. So focus really on filling your lungs up throughout that first mile and being mindful. And I think too, when you do that and you're focusing on your breathing, you're not going to go out as fast because you're worried about, am I breathing enough? Do I feel okay? You're really checking in with your body a lot. So focus on that. A lot of you have been reaching out to ask what would be a good first mile time for you to think about hitting. What I want you to do is take a look at whatever your average mile time has been lately. So let's say, for example, your average mile time is 10 minutes a mile. So what you should be doing is you should aim to go out at a 9:50 to a 9:55 mile. If you guys need help figuring out what that first mile time should be, reach out to me and we can figure it out. But that's kind of a good rule of thumb. So the first mile, you are definitely uncomfortable, but you can sustain it. You're feeling good, and if you had to run the next 3 miles at that time, you could do it. Okay, so that second mile, after you get through the first mile, you hit your time. Second one, you're like, all right, time to pick up the pace a little bit more. Time to really start reeling these miles in and get going. So I want you to focus on being uncomfortable in this mile. It's hard because when we're uncomfortable, what does our body automatically tell us? It says stop. It says I can't do this. It says I'm injured. It says I'm not good enough. Whatever it is, your body and your mind are going to give you excuses as to why you cannot continue. Tell it you don't care. No, seriously, guys, you have to know that the negative thoughts and the doubts are going to come into your mind. That's the beauty of racing, because we get to push back and we get to say, I'm gonna write my story today. So mile 1, it's about 5 to 10 seconds faster than your average. Mile 2, you're saying, all right, I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit. Let's see what I feel that third mile creeping on. I want it to feel like the gun lap. This is what it's come down to. This is everything. So I want you to start hyping yourself up. I want you to say, get me to that third mile. I am ready. I'm ready to give it all I've got. I'm ready to show up for the Mindful Miles community. I'm ready to show up for myself. I'm ready to prove it to anyone that's ever doubted me that I can do this. And when you get to mile 3, you are just gonna go. You are going to go, 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 go. And when I say that, I don't literally mean like all out sprint, because I mean, none of us can sprint for a mile, but it's like, the best way I could describe it is, again, that switch from mile 1 to mile 2, okay, a little faster. From mile 2 to mile 3, a little faster. And then you'll feel yourself getting closer and closer and closer, and you're saying, okay, I'm feeling good. Can we go a little faster? Can I get to that stop sign a little quicker? I see that girl with the stroller in front of me. How quickly can I pass her? Things like that. You want to create obstacles for you so that you have to race to get to them. This isn't a real race, so we're going to have to focus really closely on any external motivator that we can take. The next thing I want you to focus on right now is, what's your why? Why did you sign up for this? Was it to get faster? Was it to lose weight? Was it to try something new? Whatever it is. Was it to, finally just do something for yourself? Try something that you never thought you could do. Whatever it is, I want you to think about your why. And I want you to remember it when mile 3 comes. So for me, I'm gonna think about, I don't know yet. I'll keep you posted. It changes. My motivation changes from day to day. Right now, I think that I'm going to think about all my excuses, and I'm going to tell them that there's no place for those excuses in my heart anymore, because I'm capable of so much more. And regardless of what I run, I know that on mile 3, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna show up for you guys. I'm gonna give you everything I've got, and I hope you do the same. But anyways, whatever it is, think of one word or one short sentence or one phrase that you can repeat to yourself, that you can write on your hand and look at when you need it. So sometimes, some past ones that I've used are I am. And I just say, I am, I am, I am. And sometimes I say it out loud too, like, who cares? I'm the one running right now. If other people hear me, good for them. But wherever you are with that I am, your mind will fill in the blank. I am strong enough. I am beautiful. I am fast enough. I am bigger than my doubts, than my fears, than my excuses. Whatever it is, I am is a good one. I want you to feel strong. I want you to feel uncomfortable, because that's where the growth is. But I also want you to have fun with it. Like, make sure you are having fun. That's another thing that I've been repeating to myself a lot on my runs lately, and people think I'm actually crazy, and sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, because who says that while they're running? But I'll say, like, I'm having fun right now. We're having fun. And sometimes it sounds a little weird, but by saying that, I remember, like, this is not the Olympics. I can go as fast or as slow as I feel I need to, as long as I'm having fun, as long as I'm smiling at other people, as long as I'm enjoying whatever's going on. This is my choice. I decided to show up today, so I may as well make sure I'm having a good time. But anyways, that's all I've got for you guys. So make sure you prepare the night before. Make sure you get a good warm-up in. Make sure you are ready for mile 1, 2, and 3, because those are 3 different strategies that need to go into it. And then make sure you have a good cool down. So let's talk about the cool down. You get to the end of your 5K. You freaking did it. Congrats. I hope that you are so proud of yourself. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to take a freaking picture. I want you to remember it. If you post it, please tag me. Please hashtag Team Mindful Miles. But even if you're not a poster, make sure you take a picture of this moment for yourself so that you can look back at it and remember what you did. Anyways, Once you calm down a little bit, you get your breathing back, you should go on to cool down. So again, that can mimic your warm up. It can be stretching, it can be a walk, it can be a light jog. Whatever it is, make sure you do something just to kind of help your legs calm down a little bit and start to break up that lactic acid that is building up from your race. But that's all I've got for you right now. If you guys have any questions, if there are any clarifications I can make, if there's anything that I didn't cover, please reach out to me. I want to make sure that you guys feel as prepared as you possibly can on race day. I can't wait to see the screenshots of your time. I can't wait to see the happy selfies. I can't wait to see all of the posts and the updates and the texts and the messages and all of it. I'm so excited, guys. Good luck.